Good morning, everybody. I am on time, and I have to say I'm impressed with myself. Although my hair is not dry, I took a shower, but if you know me, you know that I have a newborn. Well, he's almost 3 months, so I don't know how long I can keep calling him a newborn. But it's hard to find time to take showers. So I got him down for a nap and I took a shower. So, hey, Lindsay. Just give a few minutes to let people hop on. So if you're watching the replay, then you can skip like a minute. I'll just give like a minute. I know some people are probably at work. My other child is home. I have 3 kids, and my son is 4, and he is home from school today because his teachers are on the news this morning, so they couldn't have school. But today, I hope you liked my title. Hi, Katie. Because I'm going to be talking about where you are placed in someone's downline and how you can take advantage of being placed in a dead spot or having a super strong leg. Because I hear a lot of people that use their placement as an excuse as to why their business isn't successful. And I just want to give you a little tough love, because that's kind of my style of coaching. Hey, Catherine. Good morning. Okay. You know, I wish there was a timer on these things. I can't even tell, how long I'm talking. Okay, so I hope you guys had a chance to listen to or watch my video of my story this morning. I was shocked when Beachbody asked to film me for that, and it was like the weirdest experience ever doing that, and they edited it so amazing because I was really nervous doing that. But it just shows you kind of, where I was at in my life when I signed up to be a coach and how much my back was really against the wall, and I really needed to make this work. Thank you, Laura. You're so nice. I have some good makeup and a nice light to hide my tiredness. Actually, my baby sleeps pretty well, so I'm pretty lucky. And so I just really had to make this business work. And I became obsessed. That's really the word for it. It's like I said in my video, I signed up and I had a really good transformation. And I just invited people to join in my challenge group. And my coach didn't run challenge groups, so I didn't know what I was doing really at all. And I put people, and I was doing just T25, and I hit Success Club 16 my first week, and I remember when I was able to help my first person, like get them started with the challenge pack, that feeling, I mean, it was almost like a high. I felt like so excited and like, just, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I just went for it. And I would stay up super late watching videos, and I would watch success stories, and I just said, like, this is gonna be me. And so for a little bit, if you guys that don't know, I'm actually an adopted bombshell. My true upline, I don't really have contact with, or I mean, I do, but I didn't know them until I was already adopted by, thankfully, Katie Hefner. She taught me everything, what to do and all of that. And so I'm really blessed that, the bombshells have taken me under their wing and made me one of theirs. And it's just been an amazing experience. So I come from a dead spot pretty much. My coach is active in the business, but I grew so quickly in the beginning that I think he maybe placed like 1 coach under me, but he pretty much knew that I was, in this to build really seriously. And so he didn't place any other coaches under me ever again. I think I just blew up his leg. So he's probably just concentrating on his other leg. And above him there's no one. There's no one placing anybody below me or anybody else. So all of the volume and all of the people that I see added to my back office every day are all from me and my team and from the people that we are inviting. Now, some of you may have that scenario too, or some of you may have like a really super strong leg where you're seeing coaches being added every single day, and it's just making your volume go up and up and up. And so a lot of times I hear people say that they are at a disadvantage because they don't have anybody placing people under them, and they have to do all of the work, and they have to create all of their own volume. And to that first of all, it makes me really irritated because I, for one, have created everything below. And also, I cannot tell you how many people I talk to in this business that are elite top coaches that are in a dead spot. It is unbelievable to me how many people are in like the deadest of dead spots, and they have had a very successful, thriving business. And that's one of the reasons, is because when you have to build your legs yourself, you can really take advantage of building evenly. Now, a little bit of a strategy for all of you, no matter what your position looks like. You want to build evenly until you really, have a really strong diamond. I see far too many coaches right from the bat start placing people on their weak leg just to get that volume. And then when they do reach diamond, they have like 10 coaches on their weak leg and 4 coaches or 5 coaches on their strong leg. Hey, Brandy. And then they drop rank because they've been stacking their weak leg. And you don't want to drop rank, because then you lose those cycles. And it just becomes a lot harder. So you have to be really strategic about placement, especially if you have that super strong leg. Yes, you can build an income really fast with a super strong leg if you do stack your weak leg. But what happens is, when you need to hit 2-star, you need a diamond on both legs. So you can't just put all your discount coaches on your strong leg. You need to have business builders on both legs. And then when you reach 5-star, you have to have 3 and 2. When you reach 10-star, you have to have 5 and 5. So you cannot just put everybody on your weak leg. And so that's the advantage of being in a dead spot, is that you can really build evenly. So for me, I didn't really know that much about placement because I didn't have anybody that taught me it until I hit diamond and I talked to Katie about strategy. So if you watched Brigida's video, she talked about building a spouse on the weak leg. So technically, like, that was my weak leg. It was my non-shared leg because I didn't really have a strong leg. So it was not my shared leg. So I put my spouse over there, and then I built my second business center under his weak leg. So my husband's business center brings in a really great income for our family, and then my second business center is under there. But what happened is that became my strong leg, and my shared leg has become my weak leg. So things can flip-flop, right? So we never just, unless you have a really, 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 really strong leg that you just have like crazy rock stars on, sometimes your legs can flip. And so what I would do is I would look at my volume. I'm getting so distracted by these comments. If you have any questions, I'll answering. Yes. So Lauren, yeah, you can really screw yourself if you are stacking your weak leg. I ended up going from 1-star to 3-star because I had 2 diamonds on one leg, which is just random because I had my even legs. And also, I am a 13-star diamond, 3-time elite coach. I forgot to say that in the beginning, just to give you guys an idea of where I'm at. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. So anyways, back to the placement. So you want to make sure that you're looking at your volume, and this is why it's so important, like Lindsay talked about yesterday, knowing your business and your numbers, because you can start placing strategically where you need volume. Now, of course, we always have coaches that say, I'm gonna sign up and be the best coach ever, and then they do nothing. Or you have like a discount coach or a coach who you don't really think is gonna do anything with the business, and then they surprise you, which is amazing. But sometimes you place them where you think the opposite, right? So you're like, oh no, like I needed volume over here, but now it's over there. And that's okay. It's just constantly a chess match. So you're trying a chess game. So you're trying to figure it out as you go. Now, one thing I want you to look at, if you go into your back office, like especially if you have a super strong leg, you want to go into my business, my volume, and carryover volume. And now this page is kind of confusing, so I just want you to pay attention to the very top line, go all the way over to the right, which I think that's the right on your screen because it's backwards. And just look at carryover LV, which stands for left volume, and carryover RV, which stands for right volume. So you might have one that is like way bigger than the other. So we don't want to have a lot of carryover volume, because what does that mean? That means that volume is sitting in your Beachbody bank. I would rather have that volume sitting in your bank, in your personal bank, as money, not as volume. So we want to try to maximize those cycles and get as much volume as possible, which happens when you have even legs. So if you have a really big number in that one of your legs, what you want to do is divide that number by 200, because we know that we cycle on our strong leg with 200 points, right? And then multiply it by $18, because ultimately we want you to be diamond. And then that equals the amount of money of volume that you have just sitting there waiting for you to cycle on it. So if that doesn't give you some kind of motivation to get that volume going, then I don't know what. And yes, if you go inactive, you will lose your carryover volume. So we want to always stay active, and then also we want to get to emerald. So if you have any coaches who are kind of sitting on not getting to emerald, as soon as they get to emerald, they start banking that carryover volume. So even if they do have a really strong shared leg, they can at least start collecting that volume. So when they do build, they can capitalize on that volume and they can turn it into income. So if you have time today, go in your back office and check out your carryover volume. And if you are totally blown away, share it below. I want to see like how much you guys are sitting on and how much potential you have to, you know, start bringing people into this business and sharing this business with them, and having them be successful so that that volume can help your family. My life has been changed by this opportunity. Like I said, I have an almost 3-month-old, actually, which I was just thinking about. There's like 6 of us leading this group that have either been pregnant or have had babies within the last year, which is so amazing to me. Like, this baby wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Beachbody. We would, you know, we couldn't afford to have another baby. And of course, you know, we have all the love to give as many children as we can, but financially we were not going to have another child. But because of Beachbody, we were able to move to where we wanted to move to in Charleston, South Carolina, and have our 3rd baby, and my husband's home with us. And it's just amazing because he helps me with the kids so much. Of course, Beachbody does not guarantee any income or success. It's up to you to do the hard work, but I know that you have it in you. And I just also want to address, if you are, you know, building this business and you have a coach that's asking you about where they're placed, or if they're looking to sign up and they want to know if they're going to be placed on your strong leg, I really, really urge you to talk to them about how it doesn't matter. And I just think that if you have coaches making that as an excuse, that the reason that they are not successful is because they don't have a super strong leg, then you need to give them a little tough love and tell them that is bullshit. Excuse my French. It is. You know, you do not, it's up to you to build your business no matter where you're placed. Lindsay didn't have an upline, and look at this amazing team that she's created. It's very inspiring. And so it's just really up to you to build your legs and to figure out, you know, the strategy that you want to go with what are your goals. If your goals are rank and you have a really super strong leg, then you're going to have to be okay with putting more coaches maybe than you wanted to on your strong leg. If your goal is income, you know, maybe you do build up your weak leg a little bit more, but I just will warn you, if you start capping out, you know, you're going to have to add coaches so that you don't cap out. Beachbody will cap you out at certain ranks, and you can't make any more money, and you just lose that money. It doesn't go in your bank like carryover volume. It goes away. It is gone. So if you stack that weak leg and you start capping out at your cycle, then you gotta build to the next rank. And if you've placed every single coach on your weak leg, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to rank advanced, because you're going to have a leg full of discount coaches and a leg full of builders. So just really, you know, think about that. And if you have questions, post them below. I see like a lot of people commenting. Yes, using the term shared leg I found that to be easier too, because your shared leg with your upline isn't necessarily your strong leg. Like for me, my shared leg is now my weak leg. It's the leg that I have the least amount of volume on. So I'm concentrating on building that leg. It's also where I have the least amount of diamonds. So I am a 13-star, a lifetime 13-star, but because I don't have 5 diamonds on my left leg anymore, I dropped to 9-star. So you have to be very strategic about your legs and where you're placing, and no excuses if you have a dead spot. And sometimes, you know, people place people where they need them at one time and then they move to another leg to move. So it's not that your coach doesn't care about you if they're not placing coaches under you. It just means that they are focusing their volume in a different place. It has nothing to do with you, nothing against you. It's just that the volume needs may have changed and may have shifted. So I hope that answered any of your questions. I'm really excited for you guys to kind of go in and look at your carryover volume. And if you don't have a lot of carryover volume, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That means that all of your volume is going into your personal bank account, which is great. And if you have a ton of carryover volume, like if some people have carryover volume that they will never, ever, ever, ever catch up to. And it flushes at a certain point. And that's not a bad thing. I know people are like, oh my gosh, you're going to lose it. It just means that your volume is building so fast that you will never catch up to it, and it just flushes. You can look that up in the FAQ. It's called the royal flush. I'm not exactly sure of the number, but some people just have legs that are so strong, that have so many rock stars on it, that they just will never catch up to that volume. And it makes it hard for people to want to build for rank over there, because that can be a difficult thing. And that's why I really, really want you guys to get to 2 stars so you can open up a second business center, because then you can really take advantage of placement and where you want to have your income. Like, go back to Brigida's video and Lindsay Westbrook's video about placing your spouse in second business centers, because that's really where you can start to maximize your placement in your coach's downline and really take advantage of making some really serious income. I was able to retire my husband after just 18 months in the business. Granted, you know, we didn't necessarily, we could have waited a few months to retire him, because financially, I just knew that his health was deteriorating. He was commuting like hours a day, and he couldn't go to the gym. He wasn't seeing the kids. And I said, your health is more important than the income right now. I know that the income will be there in a few months. Don't recommend that, because you never know what can happen. But for us at that time, that was our decision. And after about 2 months of him being home, we were able to match that income. So it wasn't like we were in dire straits, but we chose his health over the income, and I'm so grateful that we did. But it's because I was able to strategically place in my downline, because I was able to build evenly. So, wow, Emily has $177,000 worth of volume in her carryover. That is crazy. That is crazy. And then you see people who just leave, and you're like, what? You're sitting on a pile of gold. Why are you leaving? So just do the work and you can get it. So I just want to leave you guys with excitement, and I want you to seize the day and win the day. And Bonnie's going to be in here later sharing her story, and you know she's going to pump you guys up. She always pumps me up, and I just really encourage you to plug into this group even more. Go back and watch some more videos. I just feel like a new coach again, all of the excitement, and I love all these videos, and I'm learning so much from all of the leaders. And I love seeing you guys get so excited, and I just can't wait to see, you know, what the next chapter of this business holds for me and for all of you guys. So thank you guys for popping on this morning, and I hope it was really helpful. So have a great day. Mwah. Bye.